Shane Jaman with you again. We're going to go over today a really simple 6-week log peak. Now, disclaimer of a couple of things. There's no assistance row in here, so what I would advise is on day 1 and day 2 to add at least one other press variation in, so and do your own program on that. So, maybe with the log on day 1 you could do something like an incline bench afterwards, or day 2 strict log you could maybe do a floor press. Just as suggestions. And just make sure that the peak of those pressing exercises is in line with the log. Because obviously we don't want to be doing like hypertrophy work on the floor press or something, sets of 12, while we're trying to do 1 rep max log. We want everything to flow at the same time so that neurologically we're peaking and the body knows what the hell it's doing. So that's that out of the way. So week 1, we're going to do a log every minute on the minute, 1 rep for 10 minutes, and I've put a 60% start weight. Why are you doing this? Well, every minute on the minute work is really great to keep you accountable to your rest times. And the reason why we want to do this is we're peaking for a big single. So one of the big mistakes people make with log is they'll do like high rep sets from the chest. We don't really want that. We want to build specific explosive skill and strength on 1 rep, so that every minute on the minute 1 rep allows us to basically repeat a single 10 times within a 10-minute time slot. And that's going to get us very good and very skilled at doing 1 rep, which is the whole goal. This is why I say it's good to do a pressing exercise after it as well, because we want to get more volume in through like the chest, shoulders and triceps, etc. So whatever the hell you pick, whether it be strict press, incline press, bench press, whatever, do that after this exercise on this day. Now, day 2 of the program, I like to split this Monday, Thursday or Tuesday, Friday, by the way. So strict log, 1 clean, 5 press, 5 sets. So this is where you're going to get a little bit more volume in, and you're going to have a little bit more time in rack position on the shoulders. So the goal of the strict log there really is to build confidence and stability in the rack position, as well as some obviously more strength and stability overhead with the extra volume we're doing. Now I put an RPE 7 start because for everyone that's going to be different. I didn't want to put a percentage of log because it depends how your ratio of strict log to push log as to what you'll use. But basically just know that this program we're going to be adding a few kilos to the 5x5 for 3 weeks. So just make sure you start sensibly so that you know you've got room to progress. So going into week 2, we're now going to go a little heavier on the log, but we're still going to repeat the single. So 1 rep every 90 seconds for 12 rounds. I've increased the volume as well at 75 to 80%. So we're getting pretty heavy there now. And again, the goal is to drill that technique, drill your positions, make sure you're efficient with your leg drive, etc. Day 2, the strict log is 5x5 again. So 1 clean, 5 press from chest. And we're just going to add 5 kilo or 10 pound, if you're American, whatever it is, little 5 plate, and just progress that on linearly. Now week 3, now that we've done these first 2 weeks of like skill accumulation, we're going to try and build some actual strength in the push press from the chest. So we're going to do 1 clean, 5 push press, 7 sets. Now we're going to start at about 50%. So the goal here is we're going to basically a 5 rep max, but we're doing it under fatigue. So we're not just building up in singles and doing a 5 rep max. We're doing 5, adding weight, 5, adding weight, 5. So whatever we hit on this 7th set is going to be under fatigue. But again, we're just going to go up slowly each time, adding weight, and try and get the biggest number you can for the day. Strict press, again, this week 3 is just add 5 kilo, 10 pounds to your 5x5. Week 4, exactly the same as week 3, apart from we're doing 3 press. So 1 clean, 3 press, 7 sets of that. I told you to start a little higher at 60%, sorry, because of the decreased rep range. So we'll start a little higher, and again, just add a bit of weight each set until you hit a top set of 1 clean, 3 press. Now your strict press this week, if we've been adding weight linearly, should be getting pretty hard by now. So we're going to drop to sets of 3 on the strict log, 5 sets of 3. Again, you should hopefully just be able to progress that about 5 kilo at the same rate you have, and the rep range drop should help you achieve that. Now going into week 5, which is the week before you actually max out. Important week this, because you're going to be doing 8 sets of 1 at 90% every 90 seconds. So basically you're going to do 1 clean, 1 press every 90 seconds at 90%. So if you've got a 100 kilo log, that's going to be at 90 kilos. So it's going to be really close to your 1 rep max. I'm going to put a little disclaimer here on week 5. If you get 4 singles in or 5 singles in, the great thing about the every 90 seconds or every minute work is you're getting this rhythm, you're getting this flow, and oftentimes your 3rd or 4th or 5th rep feel the best because you've just got your technique down, you've got your positions efficient, and it's going really well. So if that ever happens on this, I always say to my guys, if you're just feeling great and you want to go up, just increase the weight and take your max on this day. You've done all the peak work here, so taking it a week early isn't a bad thing, but don't force it. If it's feeling crap, obviously just leave it, do your singles and just do the program. But sometimes people message me like, oh, it was feeling so amazing, I'm sure I could have got a max, and they didn't take it. If anything presents itself in strength training, just take it. That's what we train for. Strict, volumes drop to 3 sets from 5 sets. Hopefully we're able to add a little bit more weight. You might have to drop to 2.5 kilos at this point, but try to progress linearly if you can. Now, if you did all this program and didn't take your max there, coming into the next week, you're gonna max log. But what I want you to take into account on this max day is to learn from how you feel on these every 90-second things. Because oftentimes people do the max log and they warm up and they take big jumps and it doesn't go too well. Whereas when they do the every 90 seconds work, they realize like, oh, if my 4th or 5th one feels the best, perhaps I'm not warming up properly, perhaps I'm not prepping myself properly. So all the things you've learned throughout this program, apply them to your max day. Don't be afraid to sneak up a little slower than usual. Don't be afraid to do more sets on the way up, and just make sure that you make this day count so you get a max. Now on day 2 of this program, because we've basically peaked the strict as well, we may as well take advantage of that and take a 3 max strict on day 2 as well. If you wanted to drag the program on an extra week for the strict, you could take a 1 rep max strict the next week as well, because we have peaked the strict linearly with the log push press, so you may as well take advantage of it and get another PB on the board. Anyway, this is MST's Official Strongman's 6-week log peak. I hope you found the video helpful. Follow me on Instagram, please, MST Systems.